There we go. I'm sorry. I forgot I left mute on. I apologize for that. I was just trying to get into this solvent, so it's going to be my glue for the model today. I can't yeah, it's not going in very easy. Hmm. At least there it seems to be going into the bottle directly. All right. That's probably enough for tonight. It's a bit stinky. Like I said, I got to be careful. Oh, I said it when it was on mute, but I have to be careful because I don't want that to get on anything that might frost or whatever. All right, so we're going to be working on putting together this Gundam model tonight. I'm going to use Weldon or methylene chloride as the glue. All right, let me make sure we're relatively focused. There we go. All right, and let's see what else was there. Oh, real quick to show you. These are the new miniatures I'm going to be painting. I tend to work better on larger miniatures, so I figured I'd do that. And I got new colors for it. So we'll be adding, that's kind of the color scheme. And this is the new base I've got, which should work a lot better for holding. Just get it oriented right. There we go. It's a little heavier than I expected, so I'll just have to be careful that it doesn't pop out too easily. Might add some of the tacky stuff. But I also have this one here, which is from the same faction. That one holds a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter. I might just like rubber band around that. That would probably work best. But those are going to be the next miniatures I'm going to be painting. They're going to be kind of like a purplish, pinkish hue is their color scheme that I like. Gwen says, I have no idea what you're doing. And wow, it looks kind of menacing. All right. So that's enough for the preview. I'm going to try and stream for about an hour a day, at least every day this week if I can. All right. So these are our instructions. All right. So some in English, some in Japanese. This is a model that I just looking at instructions here. This is the model I got day after my my birthday this year. All right, so all right. Well, looks like we start off with the head. So this is B2 and B2. Head probably gonna need one of the white ones. Okay, let's see. What did we discuss today? All right, B1. So we need B1. No, it's like we need F1. Let's cut out the B1s first. I'm going to use the nippers here. All right, so B1, 6, 2, and 1. All right, so this looks like 6 here. This is firmly apply stickers. So which one is that? A21. Okay. A is also in the set here. All right. A21. Okay. Ooh, that's very small. And Gwen says that second one looks a little bit like a Predator's dog. Yeah, kind of. Let's switch over to the magnifiers here. Kind of feels like my depth perception is off just a little bit. So it looks like they're going to be switching me to a different infusion medicine. Don't know how soon that'll get approved by insurance. However, unfortunately, it looks like the first 4 days of the other medicine runs about $1,000 a day for my copay. So hopefully the new one, they said, will work with my insurance better. So hopefully that won't be as much of an issue. All right. So I'm going to try and shave off this little bit of excess here. Being careful to hold the knife facing away from me. So tentatively, I'm going to be working tonight and tomorrow night on this model. Wednesday and Thursday are probably going to be miniature painting streams. And maybe, don't know if I'll do it as an add-on or its own stream, but I'll probably try and work a little bit on getting the design, some of the design work done on Hayden Aussie Overlord's braid, because I need to get that started relatively soon. I was supposed to get my next infusion last weekend, which I can notice a little bit of a drop off in strength. So apparently I did not get kicked immediately into remission. Still doing pretty good, so not too bad there. All right, so that's there. All right, so stickers 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's see. Are these the stickers? All right. Let's see how well I can apply these. I did invite a guest for one of the miniature streams. Don't know if they'll be able to make it. Probably won't. This is not all that fun at the moment. I think I'm getting it on. Be careful with this. Oh, I've also been watching a new anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, which is apparently based in Japan, where negative human energy builds up and becomes what they call curses. Strong enough curses can actually become self-aware. All right, I hope that's good enough there. All right. Okay, 2 on top, 3 there. This is definitely a small one here. Main character is high school kid who's apparently like a lot stronger than most people are. I think they go into why later on in the series, but so far I'm into like about episode 7. They haven't dealt with it yet, other than the fact that he is definitely stronger. He's part of a high school occult club, and the occult club accidentally got a cursed, special grade cursed item that he found, and in attempting to save his friends, he the main character swallows it. I think I got that one on. Okay. All right, so then we go for 3 here. And so once he's done that, he now has access to cursed energy, but he's also got the curse associated with that item living in his head and trying to take him over from now and then. Apparently, this cursed item is 1 of 20, and he has a special ability that I think that's lined up. All right, and on the back is 4. So that when he eventually passes away, all of the ones that he's managed to swallow will be destroyed. And prior to this point, they hadn't come up with any way to destroy those particular special grade items. So it's kind of like a high school thing combined with like horrible monsters from the depths of Japanese horror animation. It's been fun so far. Not necessarily it's everybody's cup of tea. I'm pretty sure this adhesive is not good enough to actually keep this stuff on here, but we'll give it a shot. All right. So that was A21. That combines with B. Well, it may be that the stickers kind kind of get held in place by when it gets snapped into place here. Let's see, did I lose any stickers? No, I didn't. All right, so this gets snapped in here. Try this. That seems to be holding in place okay there. Not much to show yet. Let me catch up with chat real quick. All right. And Gwen says, wow, that's a lot for a copay. Yes, indeed it is. And Gwen says, caution, Torrent 3 takes all the precautions with sharp things. Caution. Thank you for the reminder. All right, so I think we're okay with the stickers for now. Then we have B1, 2. Oh, that's one there. B1, 2 and F1, 6. Right, so B1, 2. And D2, D2. D2. Okay, in this one, I can't really tell what's in this one. I'm not seeing all the letters. And that's E1, D1, and C1. Okay, so it's not in this step. That's A. D2. Okay, that's not this one. Gotta be on one of these. D2, F1. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that is F1, 6. Snip a little bit of excess plastic off. Oh, and got to give a thanks to my brother-in-law. He helped me replace my exhaust pipe this weekend so that I can pass state inspection. All right, so F1 goes this orientation, and B1, 2 goes in this orientation. Okay. All right, this goes all the way down here. Wonder if this is all snap fit and non-glued. We'll have to see. Okay, good. That looks like that fits right. And B11. All right, B11, that's this one here. Okay. All right, looks good. All right, so this one here, now that's in that orientation. That's in that orientation. All right, yep, that looks like that fits there. Okay. This is definitely looking more like a snap fit than glue together. So I'm going to open the glue for no reason, but I got to make some Tama with it, and I bought the steel rod today. So, all right, so this, all right, so B15, and it gets a sticker. B15, that's this one here. Anyway, as a thank you for that, my wife and I and our roommate are going to be taking them out to dinner this upcoming Saturday as a thank you. We're going to go to the same place that I went to that's next door to the place that I got this. All right, so all right. That sticker 5 goes on that part. Oops. Don't want to scratch the front too much. I just want to get under it with a knife. There we go. And this one goes there. All right, this one actually is in a protected spot. See if I can get it in place. All right. That looks like it's in its proper spot. It's all down below the lip of that little pocket, I think. There we go. All right, so these two combine up with this. Looks like it goes in here. And then this goes in there. All right, so I got the head together basically. All right, let me catch up with chat. I see that it's going there. All right, and Gwen says, "Yay, brother-in-law can be a great help." Yep, he works as an RV mechanic. So, and Simbri 49 says Gundam models are some of the best design. They need very few tools to look good. It's good to know that. And Simbri 49 says, "Hi, Gwen." And let's see, Gwen says, "Hello, Simbri 49." And please hit the thumbs up. Oh, please hit the like button, folks. Thank you. And it's Simon B, right? Torn, you shouldn't need glue. Okay. BS Simon. Yep. Simon B, BS Simon. Sorry. It's kind of the way my brain works. All right, well, in that case, I'll set this out of the way. Like I said, I needed to open it anyway because I'm going to be making some tama, and they definitely need that. So we need a $9.27 and B14. B1 on top here, so let's get the 4 off, which is this here. Huh. All right, that is B14. Then I need A27. This is A27. There we go. It's the yellow one here. Just being very careful with the nippers so I don't damage the actual part. This one might actually go a bit faster than I was expecting, in which case I might get it done tomorrow night. For those who hadn't heard earlier, I am going to be, an A9. I'm going to try and swing. I'm going to, okay, 9, there we go. I'm going to try and stream every day this week from like Monday through Friday for at least an hour, maybe a bit more, depends on how it goes. At least that one didn't get lost. See if I can get some of that excess off from popping it out. All right, that looks reasonably good. All right, so A27 and A9. Okay. Let's see if I can. Okay, that's the proper orientation. And be careful not to pop this out. Probably should get a decent set of tweezers to work with this. Okay. All right, let's get the orientation right again. Okay, I think I got that in far enough to be solid fit. There we go. All right, and okay. All right, proper orientation. Okay. They fit together like that. And there we go. Looking a little better. All right. Oops. Let's see. Gwen says, I knew you were someone. And Toronto, did you get Andrea's braid mail out? Yes, I did, as a matter of fact. And she was able to show it on stream. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was like at the very end of the stream. I super chatted her. It was crap. I don't remember which topic she was on. I think it was Tyler Robinson's stream, as opposed to the one where she's been covering the recorded case for the Massachusetts thing. It also might have been a Luigi Mangione one. It's one of those two. So yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. I got some nice reflectivity from The stickers, they're mostly covered up, so that's working pretty good. And Gwen says, oh, I missed it. I will have to check back through and find out when I last super chatted her, and then I can find the stream from that. I'll try and post a link to it later, or maybe get a clip off of it. Let's see. Okay, so the head is together. Let's set that carefully out of the way. All right, body is A, C1, D1, D2, and F1. All right, so we got A here. Take this off. It's a little easier to read it when I'm not quite so focused in. Oh, B.S. Simon. I potentially got a guest on a miniature painting stream coming up, but I think you were talking about possibly wanting to do a miniature painting stream together. My email is in my description or whatever. If you want to email me, we can probably work it out. Or just on, actually, Facebook Messenger would probably be easier. All right, so C1, A, okay, so A, C1, D1, D2. And that's F1, E2, E1, D1, yep, D1, okay. Okay, and C1 and D2. I just need to get F1, so let's put these back in here. Those are the ones I'm going to be using. Another thing I'm doing for my brother-in-law is I am. Oh, did I already get the F1 out? Okay, A, D1, C1, D2. Okay, which one is F1? E1, E2, F1. There we go. Okay, so D1 4 and D1 6. So I'm going to switch back to these. Oh, that's right. American Truck Simulator, not miniature painting stream. Okay. All right. I will try and remember that. All right, so D1 4 and D1 6. Okay, D1 4. Okay, that's just a connector. Let's get that out of the way so I don't. A little bit of flashing left on that one. Oops, I'm sorry. I should be taking that down. All right. And D1 6. The other thing is I was hoping to have this one done. Almost lost it on the floor. Prior to going back to the place by the restaurant we're going to this weekend. All right, so it looks like this goes here. And okay, fixes that way. Ah. All right, let's see. It doesn't seem like it seats in deeper than that, so just be careful not to knock it out. Okay, D1, 12, and 13. Okay, 12. There we go. All right, so these click together. All right, so this goes in that orientation, and this goes in that side. There we go. We're to click. All right, so it's like this. Okay, that goes that way. And then we have D2, 12, and 13. Okay. So basically kind of mirror imaged. I believe these are the arm joints. These are going to be internal, so I don't have to do too much on the flashing. All right, so that orientation. Click. And there we go there. All right, so that looks right. And D1, 5 combined with a 23 and 24. Okay, this is D1, 5. Also, even though it's not going to be out until May, I went ahead and for Mrs. Torrin, went ahead and pre-ordered the next book of, or the Audible book for the next volume of Dungeon Crawler Carl, a 23 and 24. There's the big one here. All right. 23 and 24. Everybody in this household, including our roommate, has really been enjoying Dungeon Crawler Carl. You can actually find the people who do the audio of it on YouTube under the channel Sound Booth Theater. All right, so this looks like it's universal. All right, so there and there. Okay. Yep, definitely doesn't look like I'll need any glue for this. That's good to know. I'm not always the greatest with glue. All right, so D1, 3. All right, D1, 3. Hopefully you folks are able to see all of what I'm doing here. I'm not entirely sure if I'm on screen or not on some of this stuff, so I hope I'm getting it all out there. All right, so that orientation there, and that orientation there. Oops. Tightly fit the parts as far as they will go. All right. All right, I think that's as far as it'll go. All right, and F15. All right. I think F1 was the blue. That's C1. F1 is the gray here. All right, so F15. All right, that's this one here. After I get this section put together, I'll catch up with chat again. All right, so that. Okay, so this should back a little bit here. Lined up there. This should fit. Okay, I think that's how that's supposed to fit. And this one here, that orientation there. And I think this fits in there. Yep. All right. Seed action system. Okay. All right. A2, no nippers for some reason. C11 and C12. That's the blue one here. Yep, C11 and C12. Actually, before I get further, I'll go ahead and catch up with chat. A little bit of flashing there. Let's go ahead and trim that. Needs a little bit of knife touch up. Though from what I've seen, they tend to hide the break-off points as best they can. All right, so I was going to catch up with chat. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. And let's see, Gwen says, I can see just fine until your head gets in the way. Sorry about that. Well, it's okay, though. Yeah, I'm overdue to get my hair done. It's kind of long and stringy at the moment. All right. So, A2. Okay, A2. That part does not look the same. I'm pretty sure it fits there, but I know they said don't cut. All right, so A2 goes on to here. Ah. So select that. Okay. Okay, I believe that fits like that. So back goes on first. And I see. Okay. And the front goes on like that. And then they snap together. All right. And D1, 7, and 8. One. Wondering on those no scissor nippers one if it's because of how normal scissors act as opposed to the clipper style stuff here, or flush cut. Otherwise, how are you going to get them out other than just bending them out where it leaves stretched out flash points or flashing points or whatever. Okay. All right, so these go there. All right, so I think these are pretty much symmetrical. So this one should fit here. Yep. And this one should fit here. They got an L type slot where they snap into place with it. All right. So we got that one done there. Then we got the arms. All right, so we got A, B1, B2. Switch glasses for a second. Yeah, Simon says I messaged you via FB Messenger. Okay. So we got A and B1 and B2. There's B2. I believe this is B1. C1, C2. C1. C2. D1, D2, and F1. 1, D2, and F1. All right. So it's pretty much all of them in here. All right. Put this back a little bit so I don't have quite so much of my head in the way. All right. Okay. B1, B2, 10, and 11 each. Okay, so that's these ones here. Okay. All right. So okay, and D1, D2, 18. All right. So we have got this and that. Okay. So that goes together like that. And get these lined up so the pegs line up with the holes. There we go. All right, so they're both good there. All right, so A1. All right, so there's two parts here for A1. I think basically what it's trying to tell me with the no scissors is use a straight blade rather than something that might give you a V'd out connection point. All right. And then we've got C1 and C2, 14 and 15. Okay. 14. and 15. Okay, so this one lines up here, and okay. All right, so that one goes there, and snaps over it, holds that in place. And a little bit of a flashing there. All right. And then C2, 14 and 15. Hopefully my head's been in the video less. All right. Let's see if I can get this one as well. Flashing there. All right. That seats there. And this seats here and locks everything in place. All right. And all right, C1, 6, C2, 6. All right. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, so all right. So this goes in it's a little hidden there, but I think that goes in there. And these, all right, goes in here. Okay, that looks correct. And same thing for the other side. So this one, also here, gets this in this spot, and that and that orientation. All right, and then C17 and C27. All right, so that orientation there, and make sure we get all these lined up at the right angles. All right. go. All right, same for the other side, which is this one. Okay. Oops. A little bit of judicious plier usage. And then we've got F110. And that's F1 and 10. Right, there's two of them. Assuming one for each side. Probably should a little bit more. Oops, sorry about that. Noise wise. Okay, so get rid of this flashing. So then I probably should do with these instructions is go over them with my phone with Google Translate and do like the video input. All right, so that goes there. And that goes there. All right. D1, D2, 14, 15, and 16. All right, so 14, 15, and 16. There's 14. That was 15. 14. And 16. Okay, so that there, this here, and this. Orientation. All right, there we go. That way. And 17. Oops. There we go. that joint there. All right, so the other D. $14. 15. 16 and 17. This is definitely going together better than I was expecting. Interesting injection molding construction. All right, so got that there. And that orientation there. That orientation there. And there. All right. B2, B1, B2, 12, and 13. All right, 12 and 13. So one of the things I was thinking is that while it's a pain in the butt in Pennsylvania to get a license for small games of chance, I'm wondering if like there's no specific cash payment or something like that to join, and just every so often I pick a randomly selected member of the stream and give them something I've made on stream. If that would be something I could do legally or not, I'll have to think about that. Maybe talk to a lawyer. All right, so short one is on top, and okay, that goes there. The longer one is on bottom, and it goes like that. All right. Starting off with the stickers, I was getting a little intimidated by this, but it seems to be going pretty good. All right. So shorter one is top. Looks like they're symmetrical. So, all right, got those there. All right. C1 and 2 and D1 and A3. So let's get the A3s first. Those are red ones. All right, A3s. Okay. Okay. C1, 5. C's are the blue ones. C1, 4, and 5. All right, so this one here gets I believe this is the correct orientation for that. And then C4 goes there. I go for C2. Same thing. Definitely well designed. Things put together reasonably well. Some take a little bit more force than others, but so far nothing where it's like, damn, I got to force it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up again pretty quick. I'll get these done, look at the next page, see where we're at. All right, and then it was D1 and 219. All right. 19. Okay, and okay, and the way they slide together gives me my orientation, but it looks like it's got a little too much flashing to fit properly on that one side, so let's trim that up. Just being very careful here. All right, should fit now. Okay, orientation goes that way. Yep, fits just fine now. All right, and 19 from this one. At the rate I'm going, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get majority of this done on tomorrow's stream. Okay, make sure we get the flashing. Right. There we go. Let's take a look at the next page. Okay. All right, this looks at least like I can put it together. So we've got one of these, this orientation. Okay, short side, gear. That should click here. There we go. Let's see. Whoops. Had it 9 degrees off. All right, so that way, and then this way. Right. So that's the right arm. And B13, D110. B1. B1 3. Okay. All right. So these go together like that. And okay. This right arm, left arm. We have okay, short one there, click. That goes there. And then we have let's see. We can have two options. D1 11 and B1 9. Looks like it matches up the best. D1 11, B1 9. B1 9. There we go. Almost there. All right. So using the keyed locking thing, goes there. And did I get that orientation right? No. There we go. That's supposed to go that way, and there we go. All right, so got the ends there. All right, and okay, so the head pops on here. This arm goes here. This arm goes here. All right, that's looking a lot more Gundam-like. Let's get the right glasses on so I can show you, and then we will call it a night for the stream. I'll see if there's anybody I can send you over to as a redirect. All right. There we go. Arms bend. Shoulders move. All right, we are getting there. I'll also catch up the chat real quick. All right, let's see. Gwen says there's a lot of pieces to put this together to make a lot of parts to put together to make this thing. Yes, indeed, there is. Gwen says it seems like this might take a little bit of time to complete. And Gwen says, I need to brew up some tea. And Melee is on there. Melee says, hello, hello. And Gwen says, hey, Melee. And Melee says, hey, Gwen. And Wolfpack says, hello. Hey, Wolfpack. Hey, looks like a Gundam logo there. And Gwen says, hi, Wolfpack, 8275. And Melee says, hi, Wolfpack, And Melee says, I started the new year with the flu. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope things improve. And Gwen says, aw. And Gwen says, Melee, are you feeling better yet? And Melee says, it's starting to get better. That's good to hear. And Gwen says, that's good. Melee says, Megan is live. And Melee says, looks good. And Gwen says, very productive stream tonight. Okay, so if Megan is live, let's see, content, live, edit the current stream, go to customization, add a redirect, see who's live, and let's see. All right, I see Megan there. All right, and we have saved the redirect. Oh, for those that didn't get to see it, all right, let me get this a little more back in focus again. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm planning on doing painting streams. I printed out this miniature here. It's part of the Tyranid faction, though it's not a Games Workshop Tyranid. It's a proxy that you can use. And this actually is a Games Workshop Tyranid design. So I got the paints for that. All right. And Melee says that looks so cool. Thank you for that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let you folks go. Did about a half hour longer than I expected, but it was good. Made some good progress. It's good to have you folks on, and we will see you again, hopefully tomorrow night. As always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.